Hello there, welcome back. We're going to do a 2-for-1 today. We're going to build this main menu, new game, continue, manage saves, settings, credits, exit here. So let's go and get started on that. So let's go jump over to the Google Drive here and see if we can find those assets. Pause menu, hit main menu. That looks like a promising place. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of elements in here. Let's go download all of that. Okay, and so let's see if the project is open. There's a bit of an issue with the project right now. Okay, so we're in an untitled map. Let's just create ourselves a settings, developer content. Where is that going to show up? Developers here. Open this. We've got Ren. That's me. The UX is fine. I haven't done an intro here. So this is Winterreach Emporium. It is a game by a team of 4 who reached out on LinkedIn to have some UMG help. And so we are helping them out for free, a little philanthropic endeavor to do a whole bunch of UI. And over the last sort of I'd say 14 hours, 18 hours, we've built out shop ledgers. We've built like this screen. We are yet to do this one. This will be the last one that we do. We built out this sidebar. We built out this order log with an animated stamp and entries that are easy to populate. We built out an iteration of this design. This was kind of incomplete, so we built out a really cool iteration of that. We got a cool research bench done with our own spline widget made in C++, or my own spline widget made in C++, which is on the Fab marketplace. We got the staff morale element done with like different levels of stars. I think there's also some other images in here. It's like a recruitment log and a staff log. So we set this all up. We did that one yesterday. And yeah, so now really what we've got left is this settings menu, which we're not doing today, but we are doing pretty much one of the last 3 elements. So we are on the menu today. So let's get cracking with that. I'm going to create a new blueprint class here, which is just an actor BP create widget. And from here, we will just have a widget class. So we'll go in here on begin play, create widget of a certain class, which we will have as a variable, and we'll just add this to the viewport. And we'll get the player controller and we'll set show mouse cursor to true, and we'll set game only, or UI only, sorry. Set input UI only on that player controller as well. And we may as well set the input to focus to that widget, sure. So now we can drag that into our viewport here, save this level into our developer folder. And F, we'll just call this test UI. And so from there I can click on this and I can go and pick a UI that I would want to display. For example, we could show the order tracker sidebar that we made in the last session. It is using the game instance, which is currently broken. But let's just try and skip over those issues. Yeah, it literally shows everything through the game instance, which is kind of a problem. What we can do is go to edit, editor preferences. This is just a problem because there was a merge conflict that needs to be resolved by one of the programmers. So I'm just going to turn off break on blueprint exception. And then I'm going to go to our cool widget here. And I'm going to delay by 0.2 seconds and then remove all widgets. And then I'm going to draw our widget. Okay. So there's a bunch of errors in the log, which is fine. So that class should be selected. Where is it? Is that it all the way over there? Auto track sidebar. Let's have a look here. It seems that there is somewhat of an offset to our root panel. So let's just fix that. That should have worked fine. Let's check the main overlay here. I don't know why we have two. Oh, we have two overlays because this is like the full screen overlay and then this is the internal overlay. That's fine. Huh. I wonder why this create widget isn't working. Maybe we need to have another little delay in here. It's on begin play, sure. It was there for like a second. It literally shows up and then disappears. I wonder what's going on there then. So let's have a look in the graph. Timeline complete removes from parent. Yeah. That's not going to be helpful for now. Okay, so you click this, you get your cool little order timer thing. That's cool. Right. Anyway, so that's a little test widget. We can close all this. Close this. Okay, let's get started on the main menu. So what are we building today? Let's go and see if we already have any of the assets. Main HUD here. We've got a bunch of stuff in the main HUD. Paper, research, shed. We've got a bunch of buttons in there. We've got the ledger, which is just a duplicate of a bunch of other stuff. Let's have a look in core UI. Build log elements. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Order backgrounds. Yeah, tracker frames. There's just so much duplicated UI content in this project. Let's go and just jump into widgets here. We do have a pause menu. And we do have a main menu. But I don't really want to edit this one right now. Because I'm worried that with all of this code, we are going to cause more problems than we're resolving. Potentially. I mean, is there actually a bug in here? It has this PC ref, which I think is broken. It's a PC controller. I guess that's a custom player controller. Do this. To our widget here. And unhook this for a moment. Okay. Can't even get rid of that. I imagine this no longer breaks though if I was to turn edit. This is me just working around a broken code base right now. No, get my player controller does not work either. So we're not going to work on that main menu. We're going to create our own one. And we'll just go to widgets. And we'll just make a new folder. Main menu. So we do have this main menu. And we are just going to replace it with a new one. So first let's check out the import files that we have. So if I go over to downloads, I'm going to take all of this content over to our working folder, new folder, main menu. Okay, so we've got all of these assets that build up the appearance of this menu, and we can see there's a back panel, there's a book with a leaf, And then these are all inside the leaf, and then there's these other two. So I don't think we need to import them all individually. That might be a little bit overkill. But let's bring everything over into Photoshop here. Okay, so we've got the middle page and the front page. Okay. Well, we want to take that middle page. Back plate here. Put that on. Back cover. We'll copy that and we'll put that onto the back plate. Behind that. Just go take a look at our reference here. So yeah, there's 4 dots of padding. So yeah, that seems to be the same. So that's cool. It does look like this goes to the top of the screen though. But maybe we won't worry about that. Maybe we'll just leave that how it is. So this I would export as one asset that is, well, if I could just have a ratio base here. No, here we go. I would probably just export this like this and then just check the size. Maybe we could just go 1024. Go 2048, that sounds good. Okay. And then let's go and get our other pages. So we've got a front page. Drop that onto back plate here. Oh, have I done that wrong? It just needs to be moved a bit like so. And then we've got our front cover. So copy that and we'll pop that into our back plate here. And in the reference, this is just moved up a bit. So that's what that looks like. And it's moved over to the left. Okay. So we'll export that afterwards. Okay, so file, export. We'll put this into Winterreach working exports main menu, and we'll do T_main menu backplate. We'll hide everything and we'll just show these front two. File, export, selected, main menu. Front cover. Pop those in here. Okay, now let's go and take a look at all of the, get rid of everything else. Yeah, sure, we'll save this. Right, rock on. Let's move on. Close all of those down. Okay, so I'm just going to put all of these into one layer. Have 6 layers, cool. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go grab these handles and just bring them into the smallest dimension that we can. I like to give it a little bit of breathing on the left and right here. Okay, let's just check the image size of this. So we'll go 1388 by 256. That'll be fine. One issue is that it will actually annoyingly pad itself from each other because of the way that that is done. So we're just gonna bring the top and bottom in like that. 216 to be a power of 2 there, or a multiple of 2 at least. So we'll save this as main menu buttons. Let's save that and just start exporting these. So file, export as PNG, t_main menu, button underscore, copy that one. Okay. Let's import those. Make a new widget. The first thing that we'll need is an overlay. You can see our overlay in there. We have a title on the top right with a sort of like brown outlining. So we'll get that text in the top right. Upper right here, we'll do 100 units from the top. It's actually a text box, we don't want that. Top right, 100 units. Color here is, I think it's this one, with our boss font, size 64. Let's get our text in, Winterreach Emporium. This will be center aligned, and it will have an outline. Outline here of around 4, 5. It's pretty thick. It's a pretty thick outline, and then get this color in here, and then change the line height so that these are a little bit closer together. Okay, cool. So now we have that Winterreach sort of Emporium title bar in the top. Let's go and bring in our sleeves. So these are left aligned and they had a size, so let's go check that out. It was 102048 by 1024. So what we can do with this, since that is basically wrong, is wrap this with a scale box and say we want this to be a left aligned image inside this scale box, and we're going to scale it to fit the Y. And we'll do that twice, once for the back, once for the front. There we go. So now it doesn't matter how we scale this, like we'll always get a book that is like generally a book. Cool. Now we need a vertical box that sits between those two layers. Just say buttons. We'll have this center aligned and pushed off the left by about 100, about 250 units, maybe 300 there. And then compile that, and we'll drop a generic button in, I think it's called, or a button with text maybe. And text modal. Let's just get a regular button here. Generic button that we'll pop in here, and we'll go and check out our this image here. Well, that it's being colorized apparently, or it thinks it's a normal. So let's go change that. I think it thinks it's a normal map. Yeah, it does this. So this is UI, and it is sRGB. It's sRGB, sir. It's not a normal map. It's user interface. There we go. So the size of these, 1388 by 216. I've put into the wrong place. You can see that is double the size it needs to be. So what we can do is go and grab all of these, right click, asset actions, property matrix, texture group, UI, maps, simple, and halve it. There we go. So now we can just halve this. Whoops, what did I just do? Divide by 2, please. Divide by 2. I did it in the wrong one again. Alright, so we have a button. Let's bring the vertical box in a smidge. There we go. And let's just get a bunch more buttons in here. Actually, let's get the text in first. So having a look at this, we've got this same font. So let's just use that. This. Pop it into our content box here. In fact, what we'll need is an overlay to manage the text. So we'll put that in, and then we'll pop our text in, and then we'll just say in here, new game. And in this case, it's just the regular color with no outline. And for the padding, we'll just 0 that out, and we'll set it to center. Center, center. Take a look at this, see how it looks. It's a little bit weird. I think it's something to do with this. There we go. And this font size is a little bit too large, so let's bring that down to about 42, maybe 48. Yeah, that sounds good. And then we do want it to actually be left aligned with some padding from the left. So let's just get in here, say 100. Seems right. Okay. So now that we have our basic button, we can just duplicate that. So we have 6 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all a little bit touchy. So let's go and play with the padding. Let's go 4 from the top. That seems better. And now let's actually go and put the correct imagery on these. So I think it's, let's have a look. This one. Yep. Got manage saves. Got a square one. I think it's this one. Got another 2 slice here. And then our last one, which is this. Okay. Got it first time pretty much, except these two are the wrong way around. So we'll copy this. This is button 2. There we go. Now to change all the text. So this is continue. This one is manage saves. Settings. Credits. And exit. And there we go. We have most of that. I think these are actually way further out than they are intended to be. So we're going to go and do a few things. We're going to change this to 200, maybe 150. And then we'll go and change all of our text paddings to just move those all to the right slightly. Yeah, something like that. It seems a little bit more reasonable. And then I want to actually slide these a little bit when you hover them. So let's see if we can do that. So button underscore, let's name all of our buttons here. So button underscore continue. Button underscore manage saves. Button underscore settings. Button underscore credits. And button underscore exit. We've spelled credits wrong. Shame on us. Okay, so we've got this element here. I actually want to set this to not hit testable, because otherwise we'll be hitting it the whole time. Okay. One thing that I figure we might need to do is actually add spacer here. We're just going to add a spacer that's top to bottom, and it just has some size like this. And then we're going to set this to visible so that when we're hovering here, we don't actually hit the button that is technically behind it and then animate. And then just double check that this retains its intentions. It should be fine. Yeah, seems fine. Okay, so we'll save that. Now we've got all of our buttons. The problem with this that I see already is I'm going to have to animate this every single time. So I think what I'm going to actually do is in here, create a new blueprint class. Or at least a user interface widget blueprint from the generic button. We'll call this widget underscore button underscore main menu. And we should be able to just replace that main menu here. And let's just save just in case it crashes. Save all. There we go. Replace with main menu. And of course it just nulls out all my changes. Okay, well we're not going to do it that way because that's just going to take even longer again. So let's just get rid of it. Okay, so animating all of these, let's we do this really easily. I'm just going to have an animation for each one, I think, which is a shame. And a new game, let's just animate the top button here. So what we'll do is we'll key the translation and then just slide it out just a smidge like so. Hit that. Good enough. And then it can play backwards when it's done. And then I'll just have to go in and create duplicates of all these. So anim underscore. Usually what you would do is you would do this in the parent, but maybe I should just go and do it in the parent. we're gonna carry on. We're gonna carry on. Manage saves. It's just I don't have much time, so I'm just going for it. Settings, credits. If I had a tween plugin, this is how I would do this. There is a tween plugin on the marketplace that's really cool. I wouldn't even use sequencer. I am hating this. I am going to undo this. This is terrible. Let's just copy this. Delete this. Let's go do what we said. I can't in good conscience do it. Generic button. Widget underscore generic button. Call this W underscore main menu. Save that. Add an animation. Anim underscore slide. Come in here and paste our track. Let's move our self. Key this. Move this over by 100 units. Key it again. Cool. And the graph here. Then hover. Okay, get button. Construct event. Add call to parent function. Assign hover. Assign unhovered. Anim slide, play animation forward. Play reverse. All that. Okay. Back in our menu, we want to reset this. just main menu button. Yeah, we're gonna have to change all of these. So 694 by 108. Six 694 by 108. Killed all my internals, which is really annoying. Okay. Looking good to me. Okay. Okay, so now one more thing that I kind of want to do to that button, now that we have a base class, is just add a little hover sound to it. Which I always thought came as part of the button, but hey ho, we'll just do it here. Play sound 2D. And that should be us for the majority of this. So button new game. Let's just make sure that these are all variables so that they can actually be used in the graph. Go to the graph, delete everything we don't need, and we'll just start adding these in order. So this, continue. Continue, saves, settings, credits, exit. 6 different buttons, 6 different outcomes. Close this down and jump over to our create widget that we made and just use main menu book and double check that that blueprint actually does something. There we go. Yeah, ignore those errors. So the text is breaking it right now. And then it offsets the start point, which is not what we want. Let's go and fix the text issue. This is the old main menu. Okay, let's go look at the new main menu. Let's just make sure that these overlays are set to non-hit testable self and children. Okay. And then the buttons themselves natively had 100 unit padding, so we need to just go and fix that. Just move them all in. Like so, and then move that vertical box by 100 units to the right. There again. It moves too far out. Wunderbar. Just more things to fix. It's just happy little fixes. So all we've got to do is move this over to the right by another, say, 20 units, and then just move our vertical box to the left by 20 units. Play again. Skip over the broken back end. Still sliding out too far there. Let's go and just keep tweaking until we're happy. But basically this is it. It's over now. Now it's just like little polishy tweaks. Do 190. 60. Very cool. Okay, so that is the Winterreach new main menu. Doesn't really do anything, but I mean, you can click all the buttons, and it has the design that was requested. So that is just another day helping out the Winterreach Emporium guys at LargeLadStudio. Thanks for having us, and we'll see you in another one. Goodbye for now. Once I find out where my editor is. There we go. Goodbye.